Pirelli just did something BFGoodrich should be worried about. Most people already know the BFGoodrich KO3. It is a sequel to one of the most trusted all-terrain tires ever made. But this time, it is not fighting another old-school off-road tire. It is fighting Pirelli. Yes, Pirelli. The brand most people associated with supercars and performance SUV is now coming after the real all-terrain market with the Scorpion XTM AT. So the question is simple. Can the new school Pirelli actually beat all-terrain legend? Let's find out. The results in this video are sourced from Tire Reviews 2026 All-Terrain Tire Test. Let's start with wet performance, and this is where things get very interesting. In wet braking, the Pirelli stops 4.46 meters shorter than the BFGoodrich KO3. That's a 12% advantage. In wet handling, Pirelli is also 8% faster, and subjectively it feels 5% better. The only area where BFGoodrich slightly fights back is aquaplaning, but the difference is almost nothing. So in the wet, this is a clear win for Pirelli. Then we move on to dry roads, and again, Pirelli lands a big punch. In dry braking, the Scorpion XTM AT stops 6 meters shorter. That's a massive 15% advantage. It also feels sharper in dry handling with a 4% lead. So if your all-terrain tire spends a lot of time on highways, dirty roads, and fast dry tarmac, Pirelli is making a very strong case here. Now snow. Here, the fight is much closer. Pirelli is slightly better in snow braking, snow traction, snow handling, and subjective snow feel. But the differences are really small. So I will not say Pirelli destroys BFGoodrich in snow, it just ages it. And in off-road, especially in dirt, again, very close. Pirelli is 1% better in dirt handling and also 1% better subjectively. So off-road, this is not a huge gap, but what matters is this. Pirelli is not just a road-biased tire pretending to be an all-terrain tire. It can actually keep up. Now, comfort and noise. This is where BFGoodrich finally gets some breathing room. The KO3 feels more comfortable subjectively, and it also scores better in subjective noise. But there is a twist. Measured exterior noise is actually lower on the Pirelli. So BFGoodrich feels more refined from a driver's seat, but Pirelli records the quieter number from outside. For mileage warranty, Pirelli also has the advantage. The Scorpion XTM AT carries a 55,000 mile warranty, while the BFGoodrich KO3 has 50,000 miles. Since this LT size do not have a UTQG treadwear rating, warranty is the cleaner comparison. So Pirelli gets a 10% advantage on paper. But remember, actual long-term mileage has not been tested yet. Finally, pricing. In the LT 265/70 R17 size, the BFGoodrich KO3 costs $289, while the Pirelli Scorpion XTM AT costs $310. That makes Pirelli 7% more expensive. In summary, this is my honest tire expert conclusion. This is a compelling case that the Pirelli Scorpion XTM AT might be the better overall tire in this comparison. It wins clearly in wet braking, wet handling, dry braking, and even carries a longer mileage warranty. This is not a small achievement against the KO3, but I will still be careful. BFGoodrich has the advantage of reputation, proven toughness, better subjective comfort, and a lower pricing. So if you want safer, proven, trusted all-terrain choice, the KO3 still makes total sense. But if you want the tire that looks stronger on the road, sharper in wet and dry, and surprisingly capable off-road, the Pirelli Scorpion XTM AT is no joke. This might be one of the most convincing challenges the BFGoodrich KO3 has faced.
Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe.